Hey everybody, and welcome to the Crochet Crowd on this evening. What day of the week is it? Is it Thursday? Yeah. So I have actually two desks at home here, and this actually year will mark, when Christmas rolls around, will mark the year anniversary of me doing miniatures. And so I kind of got into this idea. I've always been fascinated with it. One of the things is that you never want to take me to Disney World because I don't get lost in the magic of Disney, but I get lost in the magic of technology and how things move and whether the ride is being pushed around with water or pulleys or anything like that. So yeah, so anyway, I kind of just ran into the shop while I was waiting to go to the bank, and because during kind of COVID and stuff. And anyway, across the road from the bank is a place called Freedom Miniatures, and Freedom Miniature is a place that specializes in miniature stuff. So anyway, I saw on the shop, it was like all these dolls and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do dolls. And but I've always been fascinated with the idea of miniature making. So anyway, I walked in and saw the dolls and all of that jazz, and I'm like, no. And then in the back of the shop was all these little vintage scenes and all of those kind of things in the back. And I'm like, that's what I want to learn. And because you see it all the time in Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels and everything of people making miniatures. And I thought, shit, that's what I want to learn. So anyway, I got to know the owner, which she ends up being, so I knew her before she was on TV, but she ends up being a contestant on one of Canada's reality TV series called Best in Miniature on season 3. So she closed her shop for I'll keep talking as I'm off camera. So she closed her shop for a month, but she couldn't say where she was. And because I'm not that good of friends with her, at the time she was pretty tight-lipped. And sorry, the cat's kind of behind here. So anyway, so she closed her shop for a month, and she said the best part is just to get started. And I'm like, I don't know where to start. So you see online these nitwits that seem to be able to make a whole scene in a matter of minutes. And I'm like, I am not that fast, right? And so anyway, I kind of really got discouraged. So I started shopping for 6 months before I even started. And part of the thing is trying to find the supplies and everything. So I found a good source, other than Freedom Miniature. I found a good source from England called Melody Miniatures, I think it's called. It's such a good source, I can't remember, but it's on my phone. And anyway, so I was able to get all of this cool shit. And everything from little trees to different things. So at Freedom, I'm doing a kind of an antique shop right now. So I have these ceramic little dolls and stuff that will go in the miniature. So she goes on the show and she struggles. And I'm like, okay, that's exactly the person that I am. And she struggles, and she ends up she gets, I think, halfway through the series, and then but I was so inspired by her going on to the show to be able to produce something so crazy within a time frame. But as she would admit to, the time frame is just unrealistic. So once I saw her struggling, I thought, there's a person that owns her own miniature shop, and she's struggling. So I said, well, I'm just like this person. So she's only struggling because what happens in these reality series that they give them a set time frame of minutes, and she says there's no clock there. You don't really know where you are at the time of day. So when they announce that there's an hour left, this cat's trying to sneak into the thing. She goes so slowly to think I'm not watching. Look at that piece of work. Because she knows what's gonna happen when she gets close to me. Yeah. Bloody cat. So anyways, no, I don't see you on my workspace at all. Anyways, she had dripping shit off her this morning. So anyway, so she brushed up against me, and I ended up, see, she's gonna end up so slowly. It's like slow motion. Oh, she's purring too. So anyway, so I seen her struggling. I'm like, well, that's the kind of crafter that I would be. So because they announced that there's only an hour left, right? So she's like, you literally see the panic because they're really unaware of their time. And she said, you really can't get the quality level. You can get surface like prettiness, but the quality is missing. Look at this piece of work. So anyway, so I thought to myself, there's no way that I can do up a room in 8 hours. You know, it's just not even possible. So, okay. Oh, now here comes the brushing. I know this cat so bad. So yeah, they told us she was disabled, but apparently she can jump and shit. Yeah, and she's a mind manipulator. They missed that in the SPCA or the SPCA, when we adopted her. They missed that on the. That smells like pussy. Anyway, so her struggling. So I was so inspired with her struggling. I literally pulled out my shit and I said, okay, I'm ready to start this. And all of a sudden she's gonna weigh like 1,000,000 pounds. Get down. Ugh, gross. So anyway, so I've been working on a miniature that I kind of want to stabilize tonight. And so I don't get a lot of time for myself, and that's because I'm a workaholic with my own business. So I have like, so somebody in Alaska donated me crochet miniature balls. And so they said, well, maybe you can use them in the miniature. And so I was staring at my balls like a good girl would. And I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do with these crochet balls? And then it occurred to me that I can just paint the balls with paint and make them look like buoys. So I call them buoys. Buoys is hard for me to say. You know, my tongue's double jointed or something. So anyway, I thought, well, that's kind of a cool idea. And I was at an art gallery in the summertime, and they had this picture frame of just a wall with a hole that is a window and a little bit of fishing gear, and the box was only about so deep, so you really can't see inside this thing other than that. And they wanted $7,000. And I'm like, I'm not like, but somebody that wants to waste money, and maybe the artist is actually recognized, but I didn't recognize the name. So anyway, it inspired me to make my own, which is kind of how we came to be here. So I'm in the process of making my own version of that, and it's called Bits and Buoys, and it's a little shop. So it's something that you would see here in Nova Scotia, and so let me hold it up for you. So it's very three-dimensional, and so anyway, those crochet balls, you can see them right in the front. Okay, that was the dog. And anyway, so I'm making a little shop here. And so all this is, when I turn it around, is just some foam board with some holes cut in for the doors. And so I have, let me see how much space that I have. So I have about 3 centimeters of space to use. So I'm gonna be able to see through the holes here. I have been off and on about applying lighting, because chances are I'm going to hang this up on a wall. So applying lighting, I don't want a light switch on the outside of the stupid thing. And so what I need to do is that I need to build it up so that when you look through the doorway, that there's at least a floor that's here, because right now it's just nothing. So if you look behind it, it just drops off into nothing. So I need to match the floor in within the 3-inch mark. And what's more amusing is that I'm about to plug in my glue gun. And this place is an absolute disaster. Anyway, so I'm deadly with glue guns. I like to burn myself just for the fun of it. So let me just pull up my stuff. So what I prefer to do is that, though Michael's is closer to me, because Freedom Miniature is 2 towns away from me, and though Michaels and stuff sells glue and stuff, I tend to go to Freedom Miniature to support her versus going to Michaels. And we're gonna get some freaking glue going on around here. And also what I need is that I need a hot knife. To be able to play with this. So this is just kind of hanging out. If you're working on your stuff, you can just hang out and socialize. I can actually do two things at once. I know, typical man. So the moronic thing that I did is that when I left it to glue, the interior warped a bit. So I have to make sure that when I do this, that it's gonna match the frame completely out. So I'm going to grab some styrofoam. And where's my hot knife? Just see if there's a hot knife here somewhere. And look at these little Evian water bottles, just in case my little miniature people get all squirrely and stuff. So I can't find my knife because I'm an idiot. And my hot knife, I should say. But I am going to apply some hot glue. And I got my styrofoam here. So yeah, so what are you crocheting tonight? And somebody's okay, so let's go through what people are working on. So what are you working on tonight, crochet wise, or whatever you're working on? And I'm just gonna hang out with you tonight. And I'm gonna pretend I know what I'm doing. And I'm gonna pretend I know where all my damn tools are too. Oh, Daniel was down here, that's what it was. So Daniel has a desk right beside me, also doing miniature stuff. We got the hot glue, and I'm just checking the level of the I am thinking I don't know what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking of just applying a piece of wood at the top and just gluing it to the interior of the frame. And my hot glue is ready to go. So I'm just gluing a piece of wood to the top and it will hold this piece in permanently. So if I was going to apply lights to this thing, I would be a little more strategic, I think. I think I need another one of those pieces of wood. So a lot of the wood pieces and stuff are from Amazon, if you can imagine. Because if you ever tried to go to Home Depot and stuff, you know how expensive that is. Okay, so I'm just going to glue again. Okay, what does the two hearts in the book like? Okay, so I don't know what that is. The T-Rex sounds like a fun project. Krista says she's not feeling well, so the blanket is a no-brainer. Okay, and then we're just gonna glue this side. So Daniel says to me, don't screw up the interior of your building. And I'm like, you know I am going to. That's just the law of physics. So a little bit of gossip. I got an email from MDL Crochet that is usually in with the chats with us here on YouTube. So apparently he's doing a 12-hour span of holidays. Like a 12-hour span of being online for 12 hours on YouTube. And anyway, so he's trying to get different hosts to participate to be part of that. I'm not sure my schedule yet on what I'm doing. And this is gonna be Christmas Eve to Christmas morning. So 7 p.m. or Mountain Time to 7 a.m. Mountain Time. So I'm 2-hour difference of a time slot from him. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make that work. But anyway, it's kind of a nice thought that he's going to do. So if I can join, but it won't start until 9 o'clock my time zone. And usually by the evenings, I'm really not in the mood to play host. But I think I'm just a guest anyway, but you know how it is, right? So let me, so I have these spare pieces of wood from Daniel's one project. I'm just gonna see if it's enough to put it. Oh my God, I don't even have to demo cut it. That's a sin! A good sin. What's kind of funny is I'm allergic to cut wood. I know, a gay allergic to wood. There's a joke in there somewhere, my friends. So I just needed enough to make it look like when you go through the door that it looks like it's actually doing something real. Right? So is the bits purposely hanging? Yeah, because you know what, there was a windstorm, and this is a seaside shanty, and in the seaside shanty there was a windstorm, and the windstorm made it go all squirrely, and so anyway, it's intentional. So my good friend Fred had a super idea, which I'm jealous as shit over. And so he came up with the idea that I should have called this place Boys and Gulls. And I thought, shit, that would have been so cool. So cool. So he's always got good ideas. So so Daniel kind of wants 9 of these things. He's lucky he's only gonna get 1. What a wretched sound that is. Okay, and just gotta cut my wood. Have you ever thought you'd ever see me cut wood? Never. I just have to give it the illusion that if somebody actually moved their face in here, so when you step through the door, I want there to be a wood floor that you see. Let's see if there's something small. And I want, because it's a seaside shanty, I don't want it to be too finished, because this is what you would see if you came to Nova Scotia. And I think that's going to be good. So what I want to do, before I go too much further, I'm just going to glue down with my hot glue gun, because you know I'm hot. So one thing I did learn with Shelly is that the glues are all different. Technically I should use crafter's glue, but she's not here. Don't tell her. Hot glue is just a fast way of getting shit done. And I'm gonna tap this. Oh yeah, who said that to me? Yeah, never mind. So I am going to just tap this with a bit of stain. Don't get excited. You think I can wiggle a hook? I can sure shake some paint, baby. Make it rain, baby, make it rain. Okay, so all I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna touch these nasty surfaces with some stain so that I can lay some, you know, it's kind of like Samantha in Sex and the City, and she asked the guy, what do you do for a living? And he goes, I lay concrete. And she goes, oh, that sounds promising. Unfortunately, when you're a crocheter and they say, well, what do you do? I'm a crocheter. Oh. And then they said, my grandmother used to knit. And I'm like, no, it's crochet. Yeah. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm tapping it so it'll be hardwood floor. All this wood talk. Because if you go into the old buildings here in Nova Scotia, you'll see this. So I'm gonna hit this up with some hot glue. So I'm having a lot of issues with my hand. I actually saw my doctor. I think I actually have carpal tunnel. So I have to go for testing in the new year. I have to go to the big city for that. And anyway, so I'm gonna lay my hardwood floor in. Anyway, so I was with her yesterday. So the pliers are my best friends because I cannot seem to grip much. But I always thought carpal tunnel was painful, and apparently it's not. So I don't like the look of that. Fuck it, it's staying now. And I'm gonna lay the other floor in. I feel like it's too low. It's a tripping hazard. Not that you wouldn't trip here in Nova Scotia, but let me just, I just gotta build it up one more layer of flooring. So we have a Nova Scotia trip planned for next year, and I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. So we have 2 bus loads, one in August, or July, one in August. So it's a tour of Nova Scotia, and people are going to be able to meet my friends and see the stuff that I see. And one of the things that we had to make a rule, because we're going off the beaten trail, is that anybody with disabilities is a real problem. Because the beaches and a lot of the historical towns are not mobile friendly. So we had to put a block to that so that people don't sign up and waste their money, because it's no fun being on a tour and seeing everything from the bus. And though I think some people would be cool with it, it's just not a great way to see to do that. So yeah, so carpal tunnel, I'm losing the ability. If paper falls on the ground, I can't pick it up. It's very much like that. So I've lost the mobility in my hands to be able to do what you would think to be easy chores. And so I think it's been ongoing for like a number of years. And I'm just gonna tap this with some glue. So the tweezers I have stay tweezed, so I have to push on it to release it, which makes it my life a lot easier. So anyway, so I noticed it about 10 years ago, but I always thought carpal tunnel was painful because you see people online bitching about it, which for good reason they probably are. But so I've been going to therapy for a while, and then I stopped, and then I hurt myself doing a crochet diagram. So I started back on my therapy, and my therapist recommended that I go see my family doctor. We have a nurse practitioner here. So, and she goes, well, it makes sense to go and see. So our nurse practitioner, we're on a first name basis with her. She's so awesome, like so awesome. When you come here to Nova Scotia, your doctor is assigned to you. So you call a number, I think it's 811, and they automatically put you on a list. And so in the midterm, while you're waiting for your doctor, you're assigned a nurse practitioner that will take care of you until you get your actual real doctor. So anyway, so once, that person's just an interim person in between the waiting. So anyway, so we got actually our doctor probably within 6 months, and then So I went to go see Debbie, and you know, it was love at first sight. Like, she's just such an easy person to chat with, and she is so funny. She gives me little treats and shit when I'm there. So, and really, I always say to her when she's picking me up in the waiting room, it's like, "Come on in, Michael. What's going on?" And I'm like, "Well, Debbie, it was kind of like this," and we have a good laugh, and so yeah. So Daniel's convinced that she likes me better. So I always make a joke with her when I see her. I'm like, "Make sure you tell Daniel I'm your favorite," because it fucks with his mind. So anyway, so I got to see Debbie this week, and she's awesome. I couldn't ask for a better doctor. So anyway, so we're assigned to her. She's actually working for a real doctor that we've never met, but Debbie takes care of all of our needs. And the neat thing about Debbie, if I was to highlight many of the great things about her, is that she's curious. So you'll say something and she goes, "I was thinking about such and such and such and such." And anyway, so I really like that about her. So each province runs their healthcare differently. So in the last province in Ontario, like, you pretty much can pick your doctor as long as they have space for you. And so Debbie was assigned to us here in Nova Scotia, and we just really lucked out. And so people that know her is like, "You are so lucky you have her." I'm like, "I know." Daddy's got his hot glue out. So I'm just gonna lay my hardwood floor. So, yeah. So I'm going to just take out my last piece here. So yeah, so that's kind of what's bouncing around here. But aging kind of sucks, right? One of the coolest things about Debbie too was she saw Dan. I went to emerge. So usually before a crochet cruise, I have panic attacks because I'm about to be with the public for a couple weeks, and it makes me panic. So anyway, so I ended up going to emerge with esophagus jackhammers in my ear. It looks like a heart attack, but anyway, Debbie happened to be in there passing through, checking on another patient, and she goes, "Boys, what are you in for?" And so at the nurse's station, she was talking to us, and she goes, "Wait a minute, we can get you all fixed up right here." And so she's like standing there, and so even though we've just seen the doctor and we have a diagnosis and stuff, she goes, "Okay, you need to do this and this and this and this and this, and have yourself a great cruise." So it's just wonderful. It's great service. So, and I know a lot of people shit on our healthcare system, but it seems to be okay for me. But anyway, that was kind of my long story while I'm sitting here just doing that with you. So anyway, I'm just laying another hardwood floor piece. So this is just enough so when you open the door, you think you're actually seeing a wood floor. So I plan on, yeah, that's good. I plan on putting Salty, oh, he fell somewhere. I plan on putting Salty in the floor. There you go. Yeah, so anyway, so that's kind of what's going around here, and I'm out of glue sticks already. See if Daddy has some more glue. So our desks that we have here are just kitchen islands that we have, and I got them at IKEA. So anyway, so Salty fell, the dog fell. Oh, there's the dog. So I end up getting this little dog that is kind of itching himself. So I repainted him. So he's just gonna sit inside the door, kind of peeking through. That's kind of my goal. Okay. I think I might have just screwed myself. So this is the backing. Oh, please go on. So we're going to do that. The wood floor is kind of a little thick, and it's making the backing just kind of stand off a little bit. And we're going to top it with some more paint. Okay. So let's take a measurement of the thickness of this thing. Okay, so it's 1 centimeter. So I need to make sure that this can go on and not slip. Get some more wood. So what should my next little storefront be? Daniel wants none of these things, but I thought about a little fashion store. I even thought about a little boat rental. So it's supposed to be modeled after things you would see here in Nova Scotia. And I'm just gonna hit the interior. A couple of the wood beams you can see from the windows. So I am working on, this is gonna be like an antique shop, kind of a souvenir shop. Bits and buoys, just a little this, a little that. You see a lot of stuff like that here in our region, especially in tourist country. So it's just, you know, you go to some of these tourist places, they just collect crap, and not necessarily in a bad way, but they let's do this one. So they collect they just sell a lot of crap. So basically, it's a crap store. I was pretty close to calling it things and shit. so the backing actually goes on. So I picked up the frame half price at Michael's. It was just like a shadow box. So it was like $25 Canadian, which is what, 17 American, something like that. And then you buy one, get one free, so I got 2 of them, of course. Okay, so I have to think about what we're gonna see in the window. So I'm gonna have to build up. So behind when you look in the window, there should be like a shelf that things are sitting on. But if you look at it from, how far is too far? Have a little so it's a little micro stall. I can make a little micro shelf. So we'll need 2 of these. So I've learned with the miniatures is that the weight is everything. So now I got a shelf. So these things are light. So I'm gonna back them up together and then put them on the inside so products can sit on the shelf. So you just got to give the illusion that things are happening. Was blowing my nose and you used that thing and I thought my nose was going to blow off. Well, Krista. Krista, that may be the sound of me doing gay judgment. So I'm going to I'm gonna see. What would the owner paint the top of the shelf with? It can't just be, just maybe gray. You know what, maybe yellow. Let me just get my little paint. So thank you so much. We have a new subscriber with us tonight. And I think I'm gonna do yellow. Okay, I should have shaken that first. Yeah. Do the interior steel gray. So let me just do, so I'm just doing, what color? Sand yellow. Well, that makes sense. Sand yellow. Maybe I'm attracted to that. And I'm just going to just paint the top of the shelf that and see what happens. It's really just there. It's unless you're gonna peek your head in, you won't even really notice it. So I've been joking with Daniel, if they can sell that other thing for $7,000, this thing is at least 15. Kitty cat. And I'm just gonna touch this. So steel gray, what other colors? I was thinking blue. Here I go again. Now I finally shake it. What's your plan once it's finished? So we've been redecorating our dining room, and all we're just doing, like the artwork you see behind me is from Nova Scotia. So I've at craft shows and stuff, I've been collecting art over the years. And so our dining room when we moved in was Daniel's art. And so we were kind of looking at it about a month or so ago, and I said, you know, maybe it's time after 6 years that we can redecorate the dining room and kind of replace it with the idea of Nova Scotia living, and really kind of pull all of the artwork that I've purchased over the years together. And so the goal is to change the dining room to being very Nova Scotian. And the artist itself. And so the other artist in Nova Scotia that is not representative is me. So I thought to myself, well, shit, I got everybody else's artwork on there, what about my own? So this is how this model came to be, so I want to put it in there. So the long story is that I want my own artwork in my own house. Right? Okay, so now we're gonna turn this bitch around. So I'm going to put him down. So I want to put the back. So this is the backing. So normally Michael's would have us put pins in this thing and store keepsakes and stuff. I think I'm done with the glue for now. So I think I'm going to paint the back of this a solid color. So let me So the goal is I kind of want the back wall to kind of be hidden a bit. So that might be gray. So let me just get some gray paint. Some gray. I am going to paint the back silver. So another idea that kind of, oh shit, I need to fix that. So this is a Nova Scotian artist here. We put a hole in it, but it fell out. Let's see if this is still hot. Yeah, it's just something you would see here. Just want to see one more thing. I have a different idea. I have a fabric box somewhere. Fabric box. Anyway, I just found this from my cruise days. You know, I could rip off the pom-poms of that and make it in there somewhere. But I'm not going to for now. I'm just gonna paint the back and go for it. And I can always glue something out after that if I need to. Okay, let's change up my paintbrush. So the goal is when you look in, you can just see what's in the front window, but everything in kind of in the back is kind of not there. You know what would have been kind of neat too? Old newspaper. Just string mini lights on the inside. I have thought about doing that. I'm pretty convinced I'm not going to, but I could change my mind still. I'm gonna hang this from a wall that I don't want to necessarily take it off the wall just to turn on the lights, because I know I won't do it. So I think in this case, because of where it's going, I think I'm gonna axe the lighting. It's a cool idea though. I just don't think I'm gonna do it. So we're kind of binge watching Star Trek Discovery on Prime. We watched it when it came out, but honestly, we're watching it a second time and I don't even remember the plot line. So I left some yellow in here, kitty cat, to make the back wall look a bit dirty as well. Dirty, just the way you like it. So MDL is with us today, this evening. So what else is going on? An hour late to the party, says Carol Taylor. Carol, I was actually working on a crochet cruise stuff this evening too. Don't tell Daniel though, he gets all bent out of shape when I work on stuff this early. Can never be too prepared. I will say though, and I know it's not a popular thing to say, you know, the COVID, when it dropped, it's kind of a, for me it was kind of a good thing, in the sense that it just forced me to take a break from the public. And so, like in-person stuff, so I feel like, I feel a bit more refreshed going back into the public setting of meeting people again. So it's so I'm excited about the crochet cruises once again. I think it became so routine that I just lost its magic for me. So anyway, so this will be unpopular too. So it's kind of funny. So I'm watching the cruise on Prime as well. And let me just dribble some stuff. And so anyway, this lady's complaining. She gets to Costa Maya and she says nobody instructed her that it was going to take 10 minutes to walk from the cruise ship to the shopping area. I'm like, oh my God. Oh. And then it's those moments where I'm like, I do not miss cruising at all. And yet in Costa Maya, they have shuttles. Don't be making sense. But I will say, Chris is going out of the airlock already. So I will say though, like, I've met the most amazing people, including people like Carol Taylor here along my journey. They've made my life, they've enriched my life, these people that I've met, for the most part. And some just absolutely just like, and some people that you meet, you're just like, thank God you're not my neighbor. So this silver reminds me of, not that you asked, but I grew up in a fairground. I think a lot of people know that. So my parents bought a children's theme park. So it was specialized for 12 and under, for the rides and the mini golf and the candy floss and the popcorn. Was this more shocking that I wasn't a fat kid in retrospect. So anyway, the silver reminds me of Kittyland. That was the name of the park. And so the family would, over 2 weekends in the spring, Dad would get out the silver paint that was completely oil-based. And we'd basically paint the rides for the millionth time. I don't know how many layers of paint these rides had. And what's even funnier is I belong to this old group now, or this group on Facebook that is in memory of this town's history where I grew up. And so people are saying, well, no, the Sellecks never owned the business in this time frame. And so I happened to run into the group. I'm like, and so there's a big fight over the train ride that was in our park. And anyway, oh my God. So anyway, so my family gave me all of the family photos when I basically moved out of the house. And so they were all in slide format, and because my family kind of just went AWOL, I kind of threw them all out. I actually threw out all the photos when I moved to Nova Scotia just to save space in the truck. So I barely have any photos of me as a kid. So when my book gets, when the publisher comes like, I want to see some old photos of you, I'm like, well, they're in a dumpster in the dump somewhere now. And they're like, that's too bad. And I'm like, damn, because I would have never thought there'd be like a biography for me at all. So, so anyway, they were having this big fight on this Facebook group about the train rides, and the train ride never apparently existed in my parents' park. And I'm like, so I pulled out my photo albums, and there's me in the middle of the winter with the snow up to your eyeballs, because that's where we lived. And so my parents bought the train ride from a business on the way to this town where we had the business. And I remember my dad actually buying it. And so all the parts got shipped up over the winter. And so we went to the cottage at the time to get the snow off the roof. And so it was a 4-hour drive to this place where my parents bought this park. It was a 4-hour drive. So they would pick us up after school on a Friday, and it was a 4-hour drive to get there. So we would not get in till like almost like 9 o'clock. So, and then my dad lost his job, and then the next thing we know, without any notice at all. We literally picked up overnight and moved to the theme park 4 hours away in a town in the middle of nowhere. And anyway, so they're fighting over this stupid train ride, and I have only one photo, and it happens to be me in the middle of winter on, so my dad put one track on the picnic table, and I'm completely bundled in a snowsuit on top of this picnic table, sitting on one of the trains that everybody's arguing that was never at my parents' park. And I'm like, yes, it was. And in fact, in the middle of the night, my parents would literally hear people in the park, and they'd get up, because this is before surveillance, right? So they literally get up and throw people out of the park that were literally on the trains, trying to get the trains to go around the track in the middle of the night. So like, yep, I was there. Yeah, so that's kind of my long story. So this painting is actually kind of reminding me of, so Carol Taylor that was here, CJ Taylor, she was in Reno with us. Oh my God, she is such a good painter. Such a good painter. So in fact, so much that she went out for a pee break, and I got wind because I went by, I'm like, who in the hell painted this llama? It was like stunning. So anyway, I stole her llama. And I replaced it with my own sad llama. It was so sad. Anyway, the girls in front of, beside Carol, were just sloshed because it was like all you can drink painting party. And my God, did we get our money's worth. So anyway, I stole her painting, and I said, Carol, what happened to your painting? You're not very good at the painting. And so she is like, so much fun. She's like, I don't know, I think I'm a crap painter, and she's not even buying into it because she knows I'm involved in somewhere. Anyway, so I had stole her painting, so I did give it back, but anyway, she was a really good painter. It would have been really cool. Do you remember the old Wendy's tables? They used to be a newsprint, or is that just a Canadian thing? Anybody remember that? That would have been kind of cool. Okay, so I have the back painted. So it's just gonna look a bit dirty when it's through the window. Can you buy that? Okay, I can buy that. So let's put that and let that dry. Now, I need to make some windows itself. So these are the windows that we use. I get these at Freedom Miniatures. So they're already in my model, but what I want to do is that these don't come with windows like glass. So I just need to use one. Let's get my glue back up. It won't be believable if there's no glass, right? What's a Wendy's table? A Wendy's table. Do you remember the old restaurants? They used to have newsprint on the top. Remember? I think it was part of their table. Am I just making up stuff? It's quite possible. Okay. So it's 55 millimeters. Just write that down. Where is my bloody pencil? Okay, 55 millimeters by, oh my God, that's perfect. Okay, and that's, and then 103 millimeters. So I really don't care if this window gets dirty because the shop is old anyway. Should be able to fit right in. Slice it a little bit off the edge. know, one day this thing is going to end up in the garbage. Yeah. Okay, so, oh my God, metric drives me crazy from, you know, well, as a Canadian, you need to really know both. But metric is more accurate. So many of you know I used to be a car designer, so we only worked with metric. You get used to it. But for whatever reason, I can visualize a pound better than I can a kilogram. So, right? One seems that more we need to know both metric and whatever in the US. A lot of things are sold in millimeters and centimeters, and yarn by the grams. Doesn't hurt to learn something new. Yeah. So one of the things that I do on the Crochet Crowd is I always say the millimeters of the hook first, because I'm Canadian and that's what we use up here. But also it's more accurate. I'm broadcasting.
Okay.
Before you say anything, Carol Taylor's online.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Oh, God. That's a mouthpiece right there.
Well, that makes two of you.
Oh, whatever.
She's like my favorite. Shut up, cat.
Kitty.
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
I'm making my model.
What?
My model.
What model?
What other model do you think I'm working on?
Well, I don't know. You could be working on another one for all I know.
I'm going to be making a prison cell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can barely find my tools.
That's nice, Kitty.
Shut up, cat.
Okay, well.
What time is it?
I don't know, 9 o'clock?
Oh, that's it.
Well, I think so.
Oh, God.
I don't know, I have no idea. Anyways, yeah, you can sit down here longer.
Oh, thank you for the permission.
Oh, you got permission.
See what Carol says. Oh, now you're in trouble. She's gonna take you to the curb and back. Yep. Shut up.
That's right. Kitty.
Anyway, I built a shelf on the interior and a hardwood floor.
Okay. I see, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
So is the door gonna be open?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just enough that it will hit the back.
I really wish we could find those orchids.
Well, I don't know where you put shit.
Well, you know what? It's not really my problem where I put the stuff.
Oh, whose problem is it then?
Well, have you seen the way you actually do things?
Oh, for God's sakes, Daniel.
What? I have a system.
Okay, what's your system?
System is nothing. Don't do it.
Just stay and watch TV.
Yep.
You didn't find them?
What?
You didn't find. I can't even see this shit. It's so clear. I don't even know what the orchids that you're talking about.
Well, I bought some orchids a long time ago.
Are they like individual plants or?
Yeah, yeah. They're so pretty.
You sure you want to waste them in my model?
Well, if I want them, I can always take them out.
Oh yeah. You're gonna. Oh my God. Reminds me of the time my parents bought a house and the previous owners ripped out all their flowers out of their front yard and took them with them.
Isn't that what I did here?
Huh. Well, yeah, you did that too, did you?
Yeah.
Because it runs in the family.
You got that right.
What did you take?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, I think the new owners weren't really motivated by flowers.
You know, it's unbelievable. You have all these storage containers,
You can't find shit.
and you can't find anything. I see a lot of reindeer head.
Yeah, there's 9 of them because I was gonna do that.
Oh, there's my leaves. I was looking for them.
Oh.
Yep. Ain't no orchids in these boxes. I don't know what's in here. So, what would be in these guys?
Oh, there might be some flowers in there. There is one specifically for house plants. It's in my system.
System that. How I see your houseplants, okay.
I don't think they're yours.
Sponges.
And sponges.
See?
What color are your orchids?
I can't remember.
You sure they exist?
They do. They'll exist someday.
You should do one of these little models.
What?
Kick my ass.
Do you think I'll finish it?
Well, there's always wishful thinking.
Yeah, well, I never finish it.
I don't think it's on the shelf there.
Where did you get these trees?
Those were 60% off.
Oh, at Michael's.
They're part of that. What's that? Little Villages.
Yeah, I get it.
Limax. Yeah.
Can you grab those planters from there?
Is that it?
No. You could almost use the stone wall.
Well, shit.
I
No,
don't-
I don't want to wreck that for you.
Actually, you know what? I'm never gonna finish it.
I know you're.
And that's like a
That would have been pretty cool.
You can still do it because it's just styrofoam.
No.
What?
No, don't, no, it's not.
Okay, fine.
That's not part of my plan.
Hey, your plan doesn't says half the time.
Well,
Well, because my orchids are dead. They've disappeared. Keep in mind you got a lamp that fell off.
oh, I did, yeah. Piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Shut up, cat. Salty, settle down.
What?
Salty, settle down.
Yeah, I think so. You know, he's just.
I know.
Gets
It does freak me out.
Yeah, but he didn't really do anything. He just whoa, and that was it. But again, it's just one of those things where you just sort of got him out of his sleep.
Oh, please.
Like, I'm like that too.
You really are. So these little lamps that are on here, they light up.
Well, either you already used my orchids. Yeah, I can't find them.
Yep. I don't know,
Can't find anything right here.
Oh, I can't find nothing either. So don't be, it's not special. Did you come down here to chew my ass?
Nope, I don't do that. I'm not that type of person. I don't chew. Wonder. Nope, never mind.
You know what? I was looking on Amazon tonight for miniature inflatables, so I could do like a little inflatable beach hut.
Oh. Was there anything?
No.
Uh,
The only inflatable things that came up is what you think it would come up.
oh.
Yeah, party dolls.
Well, in that case, you know what? I hope you made your order.
Yeah, Brenda, bend over.
Oh.
I did find miniature canoes if I was to do like a canoe rental,
Yes.
but then I'd have to talk to I'd have to talk to Fred about that.
Oh.
That thing that you just had, what was that?
Nothing.
No, it was like,
I know.
no, because could I cut it and use it?
Yeah, you can easily cut it.
Is it just something you made?
Nope. Something I actually bought. I'll find it again. I gotta go through all these boxes.
Oh my god, you just had it in your hand.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know where my hand's been.
Huh. I'm just wondering.
No. I still think you need to do like a nice retaining wall.
I know. What if I cut it? Well, you know what I'm thinking? I'm just thinking about filling in this space.
Yeah, well, you know what? Don't think.
Oh, that fish can go up too.
Oh, yeah, well, whatever. Oh.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. So I just gotta, like, do we have like miniature styrofoam?
What do you mean miniature styrofoam? Like, what do you mean? Like, can't you just cut styrofoam?
Yeah, I can.
Like, we got a lot of styrofoam.
I know. I just gotta fill it in so it's not heavy.
Like, what I did with my fabulous stone wall.
Maybe.
You see, I'm a natural.
I don't know. Like, if I just... Do I want to go over the frame at all?
No, actually, I don't think you should go over the frame at all, period. So yeah, you're gonna have to, you know, sort of slice that a little bit. And then you're gonna have to go over this a little bit too.
Well, I was gonna build it up with rocks on top of it. I just need filling.
Should have a little fire hydrant or something like that, or
Oh.
or oh, here we go, cutting and not even knowing whether.
I'm just cutting shit, bitch.
That's kind of true.
I don't appreciate that kind of insight. Okay.
Let's see how small we can make this.
Yeah, see? No, no, not, oh, no, no. Oh, why are you doing that? You're touching my shit when I don't want it touched. I want filler.
See, if you were smart here.
Okay, well, what did you do?
Okay, I would actually do each one, like, you know, shape each one into like a boulder.
Uh-huh.
And then you got a smaller boulder, and then just kind of like create these little.
Okay, can you show me?
Nope.
Well, I don't understand what you mean.
Oh, okay, I don't understand what I'm talking about.
No, I was gonna put rocks, so rocks. Like
Okay, yeah, okay, sure.
I'm just doing filler.
Okay, I get it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. By the way, the garden looks fabulous, doesn't it?
That's because I didn't do it. Such an asshole, I tell you. Do we have thinner at the styrofoam?
Do we have what?
Thinner?
Styrofoam?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know.
We haven't ordered anything in a long time. I don't think there's anything.
Oh, you know what you could also use?
What?
If you want something. Oh, where did I have it?
I didn't touch it. You need to blame.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't touch it because you wouldn't know what to do with it.
Oh, for God's sakes.
What?
So rude.
No, I'm not, because you want it. Brillo pads.
What?
So that's how I made mine.
Oh shit, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but just using.
You got more of that?
Well, I don't know, I might. But you just kind of cut. And then what I did was just use some of this stuff and just kind of glue it like.
Uh-huh.
That's how I made these hedges. See these fabulous hedges that I made. You know, they're like, this has to be much smaller, but
Actually, you know what? That
I wonder if I can just. No. No, no. Just go back to your rock thing. It makes more sense to do your rock thing. Well, I think I might just go back upstairs.
well,
Yep. No sense me trying to destroy your thing. No sense having two people do it.
why don't you show me how to do it?
I don't want to show you anything because you know what? You do really well by yourself.
Oh, please.
You do. You do quite well by yourself. Do you want it added? See, I was looking for these leaves.
Well, don't put it on now. 'Cause
No, I just want to see what it looks like.
Well, you're putting them on then.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I'm just gonna put it on and see what it looks like. That's up there with.
I forgot, these were my attempts to make stones.
Oh, how many do you have?
I don't know, I kind of forget. You would have to paint it, but I was gonna like try to.
How many do you have?
I don't know. I don't have enough for you to do.
Why are you wasting my time?
But. See, I made them out of something.
Maybe I can use them in some way.
They were supposed to be a path. Anyways. Got quite a few.
I might be able to do enough for just an interest, right?
Well, you can probably cut them and do all sorts of stuff, but